Hello, Dr. Georgic. So today we're going to be talking about my economic question, which is, does saving the planet have to hurt the economy? Now, this is a really important question because climate change is a really pressing issue. Climate scientists estimate we only have 8 years until we reach the point of no return, and also climate change is a very politicized issue. A lot of political parties have very strong opinions on climate change, so it's really important that people understand fully and accurately the economic and social impacts of climate change. Now, this is an economic question because climate change poses a really significant threat to the economy. It's estimated that the negative externalities from climate change cost the world $5.3 trillion last year alone. And also, many solutions to climate change require government spending, subsidizing, or taxing different types of energy. Now, of course, my answer to this question is no. There are absolutely many things we can do to reduce the CO2 emissions and also help the economy. The first thing that I would do would be to remove the subsidies for oil and gas. So, currently, it is estimated that the US directly subsidizes the fossil fuel industry about $20 billion per year. And this is a lot of money that could be used a lot more efficiently. Subsidizing these makes them cheaper, so removing the subsidy would increase the price, which decreases consumption of these harmful resources. The second thing we could do is tax non-renewable sources of energy. So taxing them would increase the price and discourage consumption of these. And also, it would generate a lot of revenue for the government. Now, that revenue could then directly be used to subsidize renewable sources of energy, including solar, wind, and hydroelectric energy. So subsidizing these would make the price a lot cheaper because this is a huge problem. A lot of people would like to use renewable sources of energy, but they're a lot more expensive because they lack the infrastructure that non-renewable sources of energy have. So reducing the price would make them a lot more competitive with fossil fuels. And then another thing that a lot of people talk about when they talk about switching to renewable sources of energy is that they worry that they're going to lose their job, or many people in the fossil fuel industry will lose their job. And this is a possibility for short-term structural unemployment because decreasing demand obviously means that a lot less people will be required to work. But we could combat this very easily by implementing job retraining programs. Because there will be so many new jobs demanded in the renewable energy sector, people could simply be retrained from mining coal to working in solar electric plants instead. So these job retraining programs could also be funded by the tax revenue from the non-renewable sources of energy. Switching over to clean energy will create a lot of jobs, as shown in this image to the side. It estimates that if 139 countries switch to 100% renewable resources by the year 2050, 52 million jobs will be created. And that is a huge gain for the overall global economy. Switching to clean energy will create tons of jobs and also reduce negative externalities created by climate change, which is a market failure. Both of these can contribute to economic growth, and it would be really good for the world overall. There are a few limitations to this answer, and the biggest one would be that we have never experienced a climate crisis before, and we are strictly relying on economic theory. Now, what you taught us in our first lesson is that we always need to rely on economic data, theory, and previous experience to be able to come to an accurate and conclusive answer to our problem. But fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, we have never seen something like this before, so really we can only rely on economic theory and inferring from similar experiences, so we can't be 100% sure what the outcome will be. We are making a few assumptions to come to this conclusion, and that would be first that jobs will easily transfer, and also that the price of fossil fuels won't significantly decrease. I'm confident in these, though, because thousands of economists and scientists agree that switching to clean energy will help both the environment, the economy, and jobs. Joseph Schumpeter's gales of creative destruction have happened time and time again, and we can assume that this will happen in the transition to renewable energy and bring the economy back even bigger and stronger than before. Finally, here are my sources used for this project. Please let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day.